Hi there everyone, No DMWA here coming at you with how to get better at Digimon video. So this video will cover my top 5 tips on how to become a better Digimon player. It could overlap with being a general card player overall, but this is mostly for Digimon because there's a lot of like tournaments coming up and a lot of people are like gearing up to prepare for like, you know, Gen Con online or their store championship. So the main reason I'm making this video is because my locals is having a store championship on September 26th, and I am competing this weekend to qualify for it. I'm pretty excited. We'll have a total of 4 chances to get in, so the top 4 of the next 4 locals will get into the tournament, I believe. The first 3 locals are going to be single deck format as usual, win 2 out of 3, get top 4, and then the tournament before will be like the day before to see who gets in finally. Wild. So it's pretty exciting. Like that's Gallantmon would be cool to win, and then you get an invite to nationals too if you win the whole thing, I guess. Get cool swag too. Pretty fun. Pretty challenging. We're pretty excited for it. So yeah, let's get into the video on how, how to get better at Digimon. Alright, tip number 1. Learn the rules of the game. So this is very important just because you should know how interactions and mechanics work in this game. Like, it's very, very important to know these distinctions and when order of stuff happens and how things would play out. Like, Omnimon X antibody doesn't stop when attacking effects, he just stops the attack because priority, like when attacking would happen, would go first before Omnimon would have a chance to respond and negate the attack by detaching 2 Digisources. So that's a ruling that's come up. A couple other rulings like errata cards, so make sure you check the website, join the Facebook group for the rulings in Q&A. Make sure you keep up to date with the rules. So that's my first tip, just because it's very important that you should know the interactions and stuff. So I recommend reading the rule book, go to their site, or watch my video in the link description about, me just reading the rule book to you. It's a 30-minute video. So if you don't want to actually read it, you can just watch me read it to you. And then, or read my, or watch my, rules updated video too. It will be in the link descriptions just to help you all out on that one. So that's my very first tip, just because it's very important to know how things work. You should know how interactions work in the game, and rulings, that's just standard for like any card game, but like Bandai and the rulings of Digimon are just very, very dumb sometimes, so it just like gotta make sure you keep up to date. Yeah, so that's tip number 1. Alright, tip number 2. Playtest with other people. This is important because you should need to playtest. Make sure you play against people who are either equal or better than you, just because that'll help you get stronger being challenged like that. And then making sure your builds work well and finding counters against like different mindsets. Mindsets. Oh my god. Mindsets. So like playing against people who think differently helps so much. And it's also very, very fun seeing what other people like come up with and like the slight differences. You can also learn from them, like figure out what builds they're doing. Like for me, for example, personally, I play test every weekend with my friends. And I also share my deck builds during the week with like All Force Prodigy and my couple other friends, just to show them what I'm doing. And then they send me their deck list too, and then we just kind of share and compare and figure out how to build the format together. So it's like, yeah, we're competing for stuff, but we're also like allies. So it's good to be in a community like that, because then it's just overall like better. You can get so much better that way because you're seeing what other people are doing, and then you can do like the whole like, I'm gonna copy your homework but do it slightly different, so you can see there's a slight difference between the builds. Make it your own personal play style. Maybe you don't like certain things just because it doesn't fit with you. Like, it's nice. It's good. And then, yeah. It just helps the playtest, like, a lot. Especially with Digimon. That way you can figure out things. So that's the second tip. Tip number 3. This is only relevant, like super important, if you're a competitive player. But you have to be willing to spend the money on this game if you're trying to stay competitive. Like, Digimon is a super expensive game. Like, obviously, yeah, you have to spend money, but like, with Digimon, you have to like spend. You have to make sure you know what you're doing. You have to know the meta, like the JP meta, like look ahead, so you know what to get, see what other people are doing there, and invest in cards that you already have. Like, make sure you don't trade off like what's coming up in set 6 that you would need to keep around. Like your let's see what, like your Greymons, you know, like make sure you keep a certain Greymons, keep your Agumons, make sure you have like certain stuff for the next deck. So yeah, like set 5 for example, like people are like looking for Upamons and Lilithmons right now because they didn't hoard onto them during the set 1, like I did. So like make sure you know what to keep and know what's coming so you can have decks ready ahead of time. So that's why it's super important to look ahead to the meta and know exactly what you're going to spend and know your budget and know your limit. That way you know exactly what you're doing. Like going forward, it's really hard to do this, by the way. Like, I'm not saying this is easy. Like, being able to, this is part of like being an adult, I guess. Like figuring out what you can spend and figuring out how much you can invest and things like that. That's just an overall adult thing. But like, it's very important that you know this, especially for Digimon. It's really important. I just hate that's like such a like, it's a wall for getting into the game. It's oh well, that's just how it is. That's tip number 3 though. Like, you really have to know, like, research, budget, figure out how much you're willing to spend, figure out which decks you like, and go for it. That's just how it is. That's just my tip for tip number 3. Tip number 4. Constructive feedback. So make sure you're willing to take feedback when it comes to like deck building, test playing. Just those main 2. Be willing to listen to other people. Like, if someone's telling you that Ulforce is not good, do not listen to them. Even though you should kind of listen to him. Ulforce is amazing. But, you know what I mean. Like, just make sure you're willing to listen to people when it comes to, like, stuff. Because overall, we're trying to help you. And things like that. Like, take it kindly. You don't actually have to do what they say. Just consider it. Be generous. And just be appreciative that they're trying to help you. Like, I'm very blessed for my community because we're really helpful to each other. So, like, I'm just grateful for that. Like, be willing to cooperate and be a team. Like, me and the Digibros are just... We're good. We're good like that, which is good. So be willing to take feedback. And play often too. Like, just keep practicing. You'll get there. I know you can. Tip number 5. Remember to have fun. This one's very important because at the end of the day, we're playing Digimon to have fun. Like, just remember that. Even though there's like a big tournament coming up, even though like there's stakes involved with like promo cards or participation like awards, etc., packs, you know, like just remember like we're here to have fun. Like at the end of the day, like we're just here playing card games, just having fun with Digimon. Like I love playing with Vmon. Vmon's my boy. Like I love playing that dude. That's just me. At the end of the day, I just love playing with Vmon. Like, that's what gets me through my defeats with my rival, honestly. Like, I'm here to have fun. At least I had fun playing him. He challenges me in ways that I will never understand. But, like, it's fun at the end. Like, I love playing against him still. It's not like I become salty and frustrated and flipping the table over. I technically threw a chair by accident. It was an accident. But besides that, like, I've been totally tamed this whole time. Don't be that person, by the way, who like flips the table over and throws the chair. I was that person by accident because I knocked it over when I stood up when he won, and I was just like, it was an accident. I'm not a salty player. No worries, I am not. But yeah, those are my 5 tips for playing Digimon and how to get better at it. Yeah, please consider my tips. found it very helpful for myself. Even though I was kind of struggling last format. I went 2-2 consistently every locals, but like set 4, which is not my format. I'm having way more confidence with this format, and that's why I wanted to share this video with all of you, so y'all can get better too for the store championship, Gen Con, Evo Cup. That's like future Evo Cups that are coming up. Like, we have to be ready, and I'm pretty excited to like see what else Digimon has to throw at us. I don't like their product schedule, but overall, like, the game seems to be in a good place. So, yeah, that's all I got for you. Thank you so much for watching my how to get better at Digimon video. I hope it helps. It's definitely gonna help me because it's what I've been doing this whole time since I started this game, and sort of when I've been playing other card games like Card Fight Vanguard, White Shorts, Buddy Fight. Like, it's been very helpful. So yeah, I'll see you all next time. Wish me luck this weekend. I hope I top and get into the store championship. Alright, let's do it.